Hey. Welcome. TITS doesn't work on this scene. No. Does not work on the load screen. The reason for this is I'm not on the load screen. The load screen is literally just the looping background and then also like music, and that's it. Hey Hades, welcome in. Ara on YouTube says, don't sound up that Gumshoe gets killed during this case. I don't think he does. I don't think Gumshoe can die. I think Gumshoe's like Mr. X from Resident Evil 2. Like, if you knock his trench coat off, he just walks at you ever so slightly faster, and it's very frightening. Very frightening indeed. Let's tweak game audio up a little bit. So just a couple of things before we start. Yesterday sucked, and I'll tell you why it sucked. Because I am a mess right now. Like, I am a whole mess at this point in time. Like, you know in Needy Streamer Overload when Ame is over 100 stress? That's me right now. Right. That is me right now. So, we're going to be trying to play some low stress games over the next week. There's also, looks like a storm coming through. That always gets me on edge. So, I'm switching gears a little bit. I bought Fields of Mystery, so we might try that at some point as well. I just need like some relaxing games that aren't going to make me want to kilo like Cerata, you know. And I've got 3 days off work, so hopefully that will help. But yeah, tonight we're going to edge. Tonight we are going to edge. Stardew Valley. Fields of Mystery is kind of like Stardew Valley, but a bit more sort of 16-bit looking. It's looking pretty tasty as well. So, I mean, we do have Stardew Valley we could go back to, but Fields of Mystery looks neat. Yeah. The Stardew Valley did cross my mind. And then I realized, actually, I've been wanting to play Fields of Mystery for a bit. I want to try it. It's an early access title as well, so that could be neat. And we might have Dyson Sphere program come back, because there's Rise of the Dark Fog to look at, which I wanted to play before, and I've just never got round to. Anyway, let's go edge on a plane. Let's find Cammy Meal, get them kneepits, and get to edging. If anyone's just joined on that sentence, hi, I stand by it. I'm not taking it back. So, you know, we are where we are, right? Anyway, we just landed. Okay. March the 12th, 1 PM local time, Hope Springs Airport. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let local police take over. We landed on Nice Duts? Oh no. Damn it. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. Ara, you could have warned me that this guy was here. Oh no. So I'm left wondering just what she was up to. Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. Who's this? I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Is this Francisca? Oh, it is! Okay. Francisca? I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I am needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Francisca von Karma. The daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Mars Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. What? Game audio up a notch? Sure. How's that? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day. When a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait, it's all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Francisco, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I could put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ha! I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. So slow. Ah! That expression. Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up. Understand? I just realised something, and like this is kind of unfortunate, but like Francisca has no cake. Look at this. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. No, Hades, you can't yeet at me for that. She's got a cutting board ass. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard in. A simple yes or no, detective. Oh, yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me. Mars Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. But I'm glad to see you're okay. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit I'm a bit curious as to what Francisca is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. I missed this. Yeah, this is... We're not playing the game now. This is the stream. This is the stream now. It's just 10 hours of Gumshoe's backing theme ASMR. Oh, baby. I would actually listen to that. You stayed on that screen because for 2 minutes because of the theme. You know what? Yeah. There's an even better one. Holy shit. All right. Right, okay. Right, okay. Let's speak to people. What a view of the planes preparing for takeoff. Besides the turbulence, they're really not all that bad as a mode of transportation. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before. Found it! Oh, I think a real balance coming on. It's over 9,000 lulls. The next lead movie's got nothing samurai. What do you have in Lordy Turkey? This is the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's got a Roxel, so many boxels. So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. Fucking hell, I've not heard the term Roxel's Boxel since 2003. Oh my god. This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes. Wow, I'd love to take a run down that runway. Oh, the youth of today. So much potential, it's so misguided. Is Edgeworth a boomer? This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I did it. I made the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. He must have been pretty scared. He's repeating the same thing over and over to himself. Sal's still a total cringe fest? Yeah. Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. Which should I go with? I recommend our airport special. Blue flag lunchboxes. Only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags. I wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market. Oh, thinking of flags, guys, I got my flag mounts for this Banana 2.0. So at the minute, I'm just waiting on 2 more things to complete it. So we've got the banana, which only goes on when it's fully inflated. We've got the pole. I'm just going to look over it. We've got the drum drinks holder, which is acting as a speaker mount. The speaker has a little cable on the back of it, which means I can loop it around and slide it down the pole into there. And basically, I can tip the entire pole upside down, and that speaker will stay there. It doesn't budge. Then there's the clips on. So what we're waiting for at the minute are the end caps, which are going to come sort of like Monday, Tuesday, and the flag itself, which is due tomorrow or Monday. So yeah, it's going to be baller. It's going to be so cool. All right. Oh, I've skipped through this. Oh. I didn't realize that this was just like part of the same conversation. Right, let's speak to Gumfuck. So, how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Francisca. She was always good at quick responses to a case. I'd say she was a little, too quick, sir. Gotta love the updated autopsy report, mate. You know what? I'm gonna try and make it so that basically every single stream title in this series, except for the first one, is updated autopsy report references. Oh, sorry, I'm just scratching my back. There we go. Oh shit! I cut a fucking chocolate donut with that fork earlier. Now there's chocolate all over my back. Oh my god. All right, all right. There's no time. We're edging. If we've got to edge with chocolate on our back, so be it. Oh, how so? I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somewhat when I got here, Miss Von Karp was already barking out orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy. I thought she knew there'd been a murder or something. I'm coming in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Miss Von Karp just kind of popped out of the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details. Well, it's kind of top secret, so you can't talk about it, even with me, sir. Gummer's learnt Edgeworth was in trouble, sprints as fast as possible to help him, reaching as high as 10% of Pearl's top speed. You know what, that's an amazing idea for an Ace Attorney meme. Like Gumshoe doing like physical combat with Pearls, right? Gumshoe's doing combat with Pearls. And like he finally lands a blow and he's there, like you see him posing from behind. He's like doing like a heroic space marine pose. And Pearls is like, thanks, Gumshoe. You made me use 5% of my power. And then her eyes just light up and Gumshoe knows that's it. Da, 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 da. Can't you imagine? Gummer's training with Pearls so he can protect Edgeworth is endearing. Have I actually hit on a plot point here? Like completely by accident by referencing Shaggy memes from 5 years ago? I mean, it would be the first time I've accidentally done something like that, so yeah. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although, I wonder if the case has anything to do with mine. We already established Pearl was the strongest character in AA. So, who would win? Like, if Pearl and Shaggy from Scooby-Doo were to fight, who would win? Because they're both elder gods, aren't they? You know, they're both eldritch beings. Can go both ways. Damn. Anyway, so all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to people involved in this case afresh. Okay. Do I have... Oh, yeah, I do. Profiles? Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Ow. Doody-doody-doo. Okay. Right. So, you must be the captain. Why, yes I am. And who might you be? I am the protege prosecutor, Francisca Von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain. Get friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do. Don't forget to examine Edgeworth's book and see... I won't. I'm going to examine these knee pits first. Just have a quick lean in there and just be like... You know what? I deserved that. That's fair. I'm not even going to contest that one. What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Francisca and her whip. I mean, I could be that kind of witness if Francisca Chan wants. Ah! Yeah. If Franny Chan wants to whip me, then I can't object to that, really. Has he really just been red and gooning this entire time? What voice did this guy have? It was like Russian, wasn't it? No, see he. Wait, no, this isn't him. It's a different voice. Now, see here. Ah! Sorry. I'm sorry. It is him. Hold on. Is it him? Yes, it is. How long do you intending to hold me? It is impossible for me to be criminal. I told you. Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend. Okay. Oh, man, there's a really pretty lady in that plane over there. Ah! She's looking over here! Quick, sir! Wave it with me, please! I refuse to be your wingman on this. Wow, Edgeworth, you're fucking awful. Right, let's go and have a look at Edgeworth's desk, then. This was my seat. Wow, you read law books even when you're flying, sir. Were you expecting anything less? Now come along, let's hurry to the crime scene. Hold on a sec. There's a different book stuck in here. The Steel Samurai's... Detective Gumshoe, am I going to have to charge you with invasion of privacy? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I think you have too many red knights in this board. It's just your imagination. And it looks like that blue pole is being completely surrounded by the red knights. Now you're seeing things. Sir, I don't think you're supposed to have lots of the same piece like in Checkers. I know that, detective. What do you take me for? Amazing. Edgy is gay? I mean, that doesn't mean he can't be a bro. You know? Right. He couldn't give less of a stuff about Gumshoe's luck with women, I suppose. We got piano all this boy. Hey, do you think you'd try it out, sir? I think you would know better than to randomly touch things at a crime scene, detective. Besides, I didn't know you knew how to play. Of course I do. I'm practically proficient. Interesting. The things you learn about people on a daily basis. I can get Dawn Reed to come out just right, sir. 2 notes do not a proficient pianist make, detective. Okay. Did you finish taking his statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. Your cargo? If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costume to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Oh? The other piece of cloth? Oh! Okay. This guy's blinged out. Yeah, he is a pimp. He is absolutely pimping. I'm going to try and present him with that other scrap of fabric. Mr. LeBlanc, could you please take a look at this for me? Oh, it's a Borginian cloth. As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous. Orders come from over the seas for more. Okay. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier. No. My cargo this time is much, many gigantic. They gave an Egyptian-sounding theme to a North European. Yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't it? Yo, detective. When can I have my cargo moved? You can go and get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. It's the stubbornness of you police. It is no good. And it is no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room too. That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Miss Tenero. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the attendance room for her interview. And they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Mr. Nero's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? Oh. Oops. Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room? Huh. Before I do... They're making a break for it. Not yet. Not yet. Hi, by the way, Zach. How you doing? Welcome in. You'll still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. I understand. If you don't clear these up, Edgeworth, then the cold finger of justice is going to be sliding in your bum. It'll be just like a doctor's examination. You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Uh-oh. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered. They're siblings-in-law? Yeah, but what if she's a doctor? You know, she's taken a hippopotamus oath then, hasn't she? You got the day off? Nice! Excellent stuff, Zach. Enjoy your day off. My day's not been awful. Like, it's been like half mental breakdown, half kind of just general suffering, but I did get some more stuff on my flagpole, so that's cool. Yeah! The hippopotamus. I know it's the Hippocratic Oath. I'm just kind of hamming it up for comedy. I'm sorry. It's the Mu-Deng Oath. Yeah. Mu-Deng. Actually, who would win, the bassist from Mudvayne or Mu-Deng? Because the bassist from Mudvayne goes Berber-Deng, does he not? This is another battle for the ages. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This, unmistakably, makes you the likeliest suspect. General suffering lets me know I'm alive. That's true. The likeliest suspect, Francisca. Do you have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Why is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Okay. So. Hold it! Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit? I'd like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes. Hey, you sound like you're cooking a packet with some noodles. Ow! I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence. I see she hasn't changed a bit, but I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily. Okay. Hold it! So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene? I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you, and nothing more. Are you saying there is more I need to know? Ah! Why'd you whip me, sir? Sorry, Scruffy, my hand must have slipped. It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet. Gumshoe getting his dose of lashings, he's into it. He's a kinky motherfucker. He absolutely loves it. Okay. Hold it! Hold it! What do you mean by scene? Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Higgs was seen calling for an attendant at 5 AM. And then, from the time after that call until the body was found. Okay. Hold it! While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone does not make me the criminal.
Objection!
We'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing that even you must admit at this time. Hold it! Okay. Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect. But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. This one Karma's got to believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like, ow! Quite, Scruffy. Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee that he is not a criminal. Francisca, I demand to see some proof that you are not the guilty party. The likely suspect, what a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in the logic, one hole at a time. Okay, so let's have a look at our evidence, shall we? Okay, this was used to transport the body. Mr. Ackby Hicks was only seen at 5 a.m. This being used to transport the body. I'm thinking it's this one. Help me out here, Chex. I'm not quite seeing it. You have to bear with me because, like, work stress means I'm not thinking very well today. So you're going to have to help me out a bit more than normal. So, the scene of the crime was here. At this very lounge, the body was discovered. Body was found inside the elevator on the first floor. So actually, this contradicts it, does it not? You ready to help a bit more than normal? So, help me out here. I'm looking at this. She's saying the body was discovered in the lounge, but it says the body was found inside the elevator. So, is that... Am I overcooking that? Am I overcooking that? The elevator's still in the lounge. Okay. This was used to transport the body. So, the suitcase then. The scene of the crime was here, but this was used to transport the body. So if this is used to transport the body, the scene of the crime can't be here. How about that? Is that good logic? Is that good logic? Am I cooking? Am I doing instant ramen? This is better. Okay, let's try that.
Objection!
Haha! Yay! It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. Oh. Actually, objection, dumbass. Haven't you heard? You absolute failure. Did Gumfuck not tell you? Salary cutting noises. Your garbage excuse for a hypothesis? I'll stick my entire crevasse up your ass because it's fucking wrong. Why, you little bitch? Well, take a look at this motherfucking updated suitcase report. Excuse me. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body. That one was stuck for quite a while, yeah. It was just dancing and saying, you absolute failure. I mean, that's why I used that particular part of the animation for the throw. Meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions? Excuse me? All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. I expected you'd come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. You should know better than that. A Von Karma is perfect in every way. Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As he says, proof of that. Where is the proof that this suitcase was moved around? Looks like footprints and something being dragged. It's this, isn't it? Look. It's this.
Take that!
Is there spilled grape juice in front of the elevator? Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? Here.
Take that!
This mark here, wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels? I suppose. Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you come to your senses.
Objection!
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot. Come on, Francisca. Just seen in the chat, Gumshoe dies. Gumshoe can never die. We actually have established that Gumshoe is training to become the very best like no one ever was under the tuition of Pearly. Because Pearl is an elder god. Like, Pearl is equivalent to Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Right? She's a terrifying eldritch being. She's also very cute. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hits the turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed in the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Soup. I'm at soup. Okay.
Hold it!
Hold it! And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? I mean, I'm at soup. There's only soup. There's only soup. There's only soup. No, yeah, I'm buying clothes. There's only soup. Where the fuck are the clothes? As I recall, the case was locked. That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hitch the glass like this. Ooh. Alright, you don't have to yell at me. Ah! You shot me on glass. So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and the Captain Yuga bank, does she? That takes care of how you obtain the murder weapon. Okay.
Hold it!
I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge. Do you think Scooby is the Eldritch Being while Shaggy is Super Saiyan? I mean, I don't know if we put that theory to the test yet. So I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say further evidence is required. We need to investigate this, Zach. I think you're right. Further investigation is warranted. As such it says, Ad. What, did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood splatter in the lounge by accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it. Ugh, are you accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now? In the last Scooby-Doo anime, Scooby's literally from an Eldritch Being race. Oh my god. Chat, I'm really sorry. I've got to go for a piss. Give me a second. Very sorry about that, guys. I chugged like 90% of the can of energy drink before I went live, and I just had to shoot that just straight the fuck out. Oh my god. Okay. There, we'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work on that as we speak. And what do you propose I did after that? Okay. While you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, you gooned and you edged, because that just turns you on, doesn't it, Miles Edgeworth?
Hold it!
No, it doesn't! So I put the victim's body into the suitcase, and then, where was I headed, Francisca? That's pretty obvious. You were bringing it to first class where you could safely keep an eye on it. We're talking about this thing, you know. I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary. Huh, annoying brat. Well then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown in your plans because...
Hold it!
Okay. You've experienced turbulence on a flight before. Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while. Bludgeoning someone to death seems to work. It's not worth it. Yeah. The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second. Good thing it was only for a sec, sir. It'd be bad if you'd have really blanked out. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place. That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth. Okay.
Hold it!
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I'd be so easily caught?
Objection!
Okay. You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now. Ah! I have to find a contradiction fast, or I won't have much of my own hide left to save. I have to say, you're looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge.
Hold it!
Okay. I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body. I suppose that's true. So then, you are yielding to my statements. Don't be foolish. I still insist that you are the killer, but in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead. No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. Her logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not quite right. Okay. There was one point where it kind of clunged, wasn't it? Hang on, let's go back over everything. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. This was taken out of its display case in the in-flight shop after the turbulence. I think that's the statement, isn't it? Yeah! That was so obvious, I can't believe I missed it. I'm dumb as hell. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake? This Captain Hugo piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that? I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking this way, the killer basically did three things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then, the killer proceeded to pick the bank up from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Donk! Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my person and in my pocket, to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks. She thinks the suspect self-reported. Bomb! Oh, by the way, I've got Among Us collab tomorrow, 5 PM UK time with Just Little Guys. So that's something to look forward to, right? User! Yes, ma'am. Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found? Oh, hold on. Where's my window gone? Ah! We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, my Edgeworth, it appears your stole tactics are at an end. It's possible it's just in somewhere, sir. Ah! If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it seems to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murder's person, or is still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There is one more possibility, and that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. But didn't we just... Let me finish. The killer took the bank from out the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means the killer had the key to the display case. Francisca, the person you're talking about. Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation, Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with me. Yes. Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other? I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish. Miss Tenera is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Okay. Okay. That blue door will lead to the flight attendant's lounge, sir. Alright, let's go see what Miss Tenera has to say for herself. Let's go for a little walk, shall we? Oh, we can't go that way? No. Looks like we can't go beyond here. Oh, wrong place. Looks like we can't go beyond here, sir. Plus, the body's been sent off to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Oh, does that mean it's going to be a report? Okay. It's more like a bedroom. Professional style. So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Miss Tenero. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too. Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did? Alright. What is all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. As I lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth. Gold crowns and swords and necklaces like a treasure... Wrong voice. Gold crowns and swords and necklaces like a treasure trove it is, sir. The fact that these were left on the plane implies they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for Gioer to send some metal detectors out for repairs. Fabulous! It's one of those suitcases designed by Miss Tenero. You can tell it's hardly ever been used by the lack of even a single scratch on it. Well, go on. Let's see our troublesome attendant out. In due time, I do have one thing I'd like to ask you. Yes? Do you plan to continue using that wood for the foreseeable future? Of course. I've wrangled many a testimony out of people thanks to it. Yeah, probably all Tony Yelps. Oh! And I'm willing to bet that the majority of them came from you, Detective. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I'd be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal. Yeah, on top of that, I mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenera, is it? There's one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why was you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve. All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work, then? Yeah, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yeah, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Miss Tenero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But if that's all there is to it, maybe I should ask her about this thing. About this thing. This thing? If you could please take a look at this for me, Mr. Tenero. Oh, that suitcase. Yes, about this suitcase. You're the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase? Yeah, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care. But I really wanted to know. I was glad to see it was the last one there. The last one there? Hold on. But there were 2 of them there. So you're saying, Mr. Nero, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yeah, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves. That's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think you're a grand with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous. What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on. My issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining. Remaining? There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. 2? But that's impossible! I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story has generated quite a contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there's only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Mr. Nero, what is one of those suitcases doing here? That's... I thought you said there was only 1 left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. She's used it for a long time? I'd think not. Mr. Nero, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me. I don't believe it for even 1 second you used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Mr. Nero says is the price tag.
Take that!
Tell me, Mr. Nero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? Ah! What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Mr. Nero, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop. If she's worried about sales numbers, she'd put this in the in-flight shop to make... If she'd take it from the in-flight shop to make it look like more of them are sold. Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase was... Oh, okay. It's her suitcase? Hang on. It's in the flight attendant's lounge, so it has to be one of the... It has to be her or Cammy. I think it's her. I think we're going to say you bought this.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it, Mr. Nero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly it's designed you poured your heart into was selling. And were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right? Then the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought maybe I'd finally accomplished something. But the suitcases didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? Or because it's, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. We weren't selling a single one. We were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in, day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. You buy one every single time you work a flight? I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yeah, here's my receipt for that purchase. $1,200 every flight. Insane. Imagine having that much money to just piss away. This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 AM. Okay. Truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Mr. Nero, where are those other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from his cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, don't think the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ah, how could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I've wished for them to be. Mr. Nero, is there any other way to get that to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? That door has no special lock installed because... Well, just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to. Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room. Eliminating the passengers... Excuse me. And leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Yes, Francisca? Going on these wild goose chases, you are disgraced as of uncommon name. You sure there are plenty of people who buy a murder suitcase? Yeah. If I could buy a suitcase that just straight up fucking killed me, I'd be very happy. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their key card. Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer runs the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes, that's the only realistic possibility. That other attendant, Miss Meal, I asked her earlier and she had this to say. Francisco got information out of Miss Meal. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required. A different one. Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tenero, and only you. Ah! What? Is this true, Miss Tenero? Yeah, I keep that keycard in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that card right now? Yes, hold on. Ah! I don't believe it! What's wrong? The keycard, it's gone! Ha ha ha! Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen, when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Edgeworth. Okay. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Francisco, I know that you're the lead investigator in this case, however... Hold it. Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules, and so do I! Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. Ow! Look! You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. You low-key hope for a Rick Astley fall. You know what? That would have been very funny. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. Okay. You wouldn't get this from any other little guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Oh, that bit was short. Last time it took us almost 2 hours to get through the first section. This time it's taken us like 45 minutes. Well, alright. Give me just 1 second. I just need to send a quick message in Derecord. Just 1 moment, alright. There we go. Yeah, we're talking about, like, we're all going to make bananas on poles with flags. It's going to be fucking insane at Vexpo 2. It's going to be absolutely cracked as hell. Okay. Cargo hold. Wow, so this is the cargo holder. It's so big! Okay. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. So this is the real scene of the murder. There is certainly a high probability of that. which is why we're here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Let's do it. Bed sheets. Oh, Gumshoe! Gumshoe! It's fucking time. You know what we're gonna do now? Mwah! I'm sorry. Yeah, I ship it. Okay. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for you to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pulls on the puppy, I have no intention of doing so. Okay. You don't ship them as you ship Maggie, Gumshoe, and Edgeworth Phoenix. I mean, Gumworth is quite a good ship. But the thing is, it's like, you have to wonder, like, is Gumshoe the bottom, or is Edgeworth? Yeah, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what Victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belongs to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? There's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. It looks like a profile on Francisca. Why did he have documents on Francisca in his possession? Okay. Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. Like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This page looks really cool, don't you think? Practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it'll bring you much happiness. You think so? Then maybe I will. Let's see. $1,200! Oh, I think I'll pass. And Miss Tenera wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jumps just to buy one. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. What's this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. Okay. What the fuck is this? All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one it says pharmaceuticals. This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? Oh, I just love pushing the buttons on elevators and crosswalk signals. Hey, you should give it a try, sir. Go on, push it. The elevator is currently stopped on the 1st floor, detective. It can't move. Oh, yeah, I guess nothing would happen if you pushed it now, Well, nothing would happen normally anyway without the special key card. Both the doors to the attendance room and the elevator's control panels require a key card, which makes it impossible for a passenger to come down here. Okay. Can I speak to Mr. Gardman? Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir. I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure he meant to sound so oblivious. We should go up to the top as well and have a look up here. No. Gumshoe, hang on, Gumshoe can't get up the stairs. Oh, he made it. He made it. Hang on, did he like, was it because I did this? No, he's managed to work out how to use the stairs now. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. I've been following a very large and very involved governmental-level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Okay. Interpol's involved. It's a top-secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. Okay. Now, do we have that file? No. Hold on. We need to do some logic. It's got to be these two, right? There's a bug here, you got 2? Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Francisca said that she had come to this airport as a part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks said that she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was in actuality Interpol agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. We could put these together as well. Dunk! And I think we can safely conclude these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victims were a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses' lenses. Ergo, the victim was here just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Or is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. The real question remains, was the victim nearsighted or hypermetropic? Or was he just wearing them as a fashion statement? Hold on. Hang on, so we found the glass shards here. We need to find a murder weapon, do we? I have an idea. Like, this is pretty high up. What if someone just, like, pushed him over the edge here? And he just straight up fucking died? You know, he just impacts, breaks his neck, and he's fucking dead. Stupid. Talk to Franz first. Francisca Ferdinand. Truth behind Hicks. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense. What are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about him in the victim's luggage. I suppose we prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Is that not correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent, then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Okay. He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ah! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I am sure. Never Gonna Give You Up is unironically a nice song. You're right, Zach. Rick Astley is, like, actually banger. I'm never gonna forget. One day I used to work in a city centre, and there's a HMV nearby. So on payday, I used to go up and like have a look at CDs and sometimes buy a couple. And one time, I got to the checkout and I was like, there's a Rick Astley compilation here. It's like they're like selling it for $2.99. I was like, $2.99? And there's like, I had a look and it's like, there's 16 songs worth of Rick Astley on this thing. And I bought it and I came home and my wife's like, oh, you've been buying some CDs? I was like, yeah. It's like, God, let's have a look. What'd you buy? And I pull out Rick Astley, and she just looks at me just like, what? I was like, yeah, Rick Astley. And she's like, but you listen to death metal? I was like, yeah. 16 songs worth of Rickroll. I mean, to be fair, like 90% of his stuff does sound the same, but that's fine because it's like, you know, that's why you listen to it, because it's just the same sort of song over and over and over again, just with different melodies, different motifs, and everything else is basically the same. You know, I've got a deep voice and I'm gonna riz you. You are going to let me stick it where you poo. And that's basically it, you know. Rick Astley. I'm gonna get sued. AC/DC made a career without ever reinventing themselves. They did. They really did. I can't tell their songs apart. Like, I actually couldn't tell you the difference between any of their songs whatsoever. My mum-in-law would kill me for that point, but it is where it is. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. They gave us SEDC eating dynamite stick to boot. Oh, SEDC. Why couldn't you just kiss Joseph? That would have solved everything. Why couldn't you just kiss Joseph Joestar? Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see, but this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hick must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then... the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases, and they entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. You just saw a police car zoom past in a street filled with cars. Police drivers are insane. Like, they go through so much training to be able to do that stuff. It's madness. Kind of cool to watch someone actually drive like that, but like, I don't think I could do it. My reaction speed is not quite fast enough. I think it's pretty easy to say who's the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth, but the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. You'd be scared shitless seeing someone drive like that? It is pretty scary to actually, like, see it. They're very locked in. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Ms. Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? Give me just 1 second, chat. Just grabbing something real quick. Actually, just give me like 1 second just to have a quick look at something, alright? Just like 1 moment, alright? Okay? Woo! Whoop. Watching me maneuver around this room must be kind of like weird for you guys, huh? Okay. I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that.
Hold it!
That might be true, but then it could be anyone, including Miss Meal or even the captain. Don't be a fool. A plane without a pilot in the cockpit is like a horse without a rider, crop in hand, much like Scruffy Officer. Ah! I can't disagree with her on that. Detective Gumshoe does always need a guiding hand. Very well, then what about the other flight attendant, Miss Meal? Ha! I thought you might ask about her.
Hold it!
There's 2 pilots on a plane plus autopilot. Yeah. Captain, vice captain, and then the autopilot. The autopilot's normally got a name as well, hasn't it? I can't think what they nicknamed autopilot, but it's got like a nickname. But it's highly likely the keycard was stolen from Mr.
Objection!
It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Ah! Yes, well. While I don't have any evidence, Be quiet. You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Robinson, you know? It's not just the keycards that gives her away. You nickname it also. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Captain Hugo piggy bank? Yes, she is also the only person with the key to open that display case. Okay. Further. Oh wait, we've already gone through this.
Hold it!
But that is a fake.
Objection!
Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proofs this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. Captain Uggo? Aren't Uggos like boots? Aren't they like weird boots that ladies wear? After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? Piggy bank? Crime scene? Body? So the piggy bank has got blood on it. We know that much. There's not much point examining that. The body, well, if they've made a fake murder weapon, they'll have hit the body. So the body's not going to tell us very much, I don't think. Unless the body has come back and it's like, hey, he died from like some other cause rather than blunt force trauma to the back of the head. The crime scene? I don't know. I think it's the body. Help me out, chat. What do we think? The body? The corpse? Is it? I think it's the body. What do we think? I'm gonna try it. Francisca, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with the murder weapon? Scruffy. Yes, sir. Contacts the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy. Ah, yes, sir. We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said they already know one thing for sure. Report, now. The doc said that his one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back, he was beaten over such a wide area. Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head, the killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Okay. Instantaneous death resulting from blows to the back of the head, bruising head to mid-back. Okay. Hang on. But if he died instantly, how did he write that message in blood? Da, 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 da. Sorry. Sorry, I have too much fun with that joke. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Oh, well, that's, Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless. Ow! Sir, I told you already. You can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. What is all that racket? It's definitely him, isn't it? Yeah! My luggage, my cargo, they're mine, and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think it... Hey, what are you... You have left me no choice but to use strong force. Ah! You won't get past me. Oh. This is... Wait, that's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about. Wait, was I right? Further, so it's the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. The hold is the weapon. When Ara says trust my instinct, that's exactly it. They're completely right. The doc says it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Ha. Cause of death, weapon couldn't be found? Try putting these two together. Nope, that's not it. The pieces don't fit together quite right. What? I can't see a clear connection between the two pieces of information. Oh. Try the top two first? Sure. What? I'm sorry, what? Random bullshit go, is it? Are we just going to have to, like, Captain Hugo and cause of death to determine it's not the weapon of the crime? Okay. This doesn't... I can't make any sense of this bit at all. Like, my brain is so gone that I can't, like, reconcile this part. So... Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. Okay. See, I can see what the issue is. The hold is the weapon. He's fallen off, and he's basically fallen onto his back. And that's what's killed him, because he's fallen from height. So it's blunt force trauma that's killed him. So he's basically fallen, he's smacked the back of his head as he's gone down and died. So we're trying to prove that the hold itself is the murder weapon. The weapon couldn't be found. A sizable weapon? I think these two go together. But help me out, because I've only got like half my fucking health bar left, because that last one was bullshit. Help! Am I right? Is it the top two? Is it this one and this one that I'm looking at? Because these two make sense to go together for me, but the last three things I tried that didn't go made sense to me. You think smuggling's uninvolved? They do, because we haven't found the weapon because they weren't looking for something big. Okay. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, we'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What's that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Francisca. What? What do you want? I found it, Francisca. I found the real murder weapon. You did? It really jumped. We didn't realise it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. You're going to start counting gumshoe moments. Are you counting this one? He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening to this all, are you? Come on, son. Show me this real murder weapon you speak of. We don't have evidence to show? Or do we have evidence to show? I don't think we do, but... I need a bit of hand-holding tonight, chat. I'm really sorry. This is how frazzled my fucking brain is at the minute. Like, things that seem instinctive and normal, I can't, like... You don't think I do either? Okay, thank you. I appreciate the help, by the way. Like... Work has been so bad this last week that I can barely think anymore. Like, my wife is actively worried about me. I'm probably going to get referred to someone by my mum when I speak to her tomorrow for our Saturday catch-up. She'll be like, you should probably see a shrink. No. Huh. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I've figured out what was the real cause of death. Freefall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death. Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But some murder happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that it's someplace in this plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs into this very cargo hold. What? Then... We're in trouble. We have a second death on our hands, sirs. Hey, you! Tell me I'm dead, pal! Quiet. Why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Mouse Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over to his death. That man is living proof of that. First rush to LeBlanc's side? Yeah, bless him. I suppose it's true that it's not possible given the current circumstances. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been a Borginian pancake for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that cargo box is there. So there is no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be that they're now, but there is no proof it was always there. Ha! As if there could have been a window of time for that giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What can I use to show her this possible? The box was always where it is now. The refueling in Shengfa.
Take that!
You're refueled into the Republic of Shengfa. Yes, this flight had a short layover in Shengfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Oh, it's labelled Shengfa Express. Correct. Meaning it was loaded onto the plane in Shengfa. Okay. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? It would mean that the box was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Shengfa leg of the flight. All these references to Shengfa, you're sure it won't come up later? I mean, you know, probably not. Probably not. You know, the Republic of Burger didn't come up in Apollo Justice except for that one case. You know, the Republic of Burgers. Oh, yeah. Making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business would be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Okay. Do I not get my health back? Aw, you motherfucker. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time. Oh, we're very good through this. We'll get it at the end of this investigation. Good. Good. So we need to examine this. This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. Aleph Red Statue. Never heard of it. No, alright, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Let's get investigating, sir. Look here, do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Ah, don't brush up on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. I thought I clicked on him. Okay. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc. Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This olive red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents. I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. How'd you do that? I feel like you get better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in his place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, that 10 million cents, is that in euros or dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. The 10-year-old firing a magnum without being injured? Yeah, that was kind of silly, wasn't it? That whole case was just like, So he won't let us touch his cargo. We need to logic here. Right, okay. I need to save here. So if you run out of health on a logic section, does Edgeworth just like he can't brain anymore and the game just ends because his brain is broken? Is that what happens if you game over there? It's the hardest logicking in the entire game. This game has a different bad ending depending on when you fail to logic. Ah, okay. If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, oops, then it's possible this fake statue was brought on board in Shengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc, I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? Now, I suspect your statue might be the target of the international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. Might be fun to look up the bad ending on YouTube, maybe. I have certification of cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day. The cargo was put onto the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in this certificate. No, that's... Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue was not sitting there. Okay. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Huh. Then you can have your wish. Look at it for yourself and see I am right. This, I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the olive red. Gives us such a feeling of art. You can practically smell it. This statue has high amount of historical value. After it was unveiled at the museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. Okay. I believe a close look is warranted here. Give me 1 second, chat. Oh, that hurt. Ow. Oh dear. Sorry. I sneezed too hard. No. I think I might have cracked a rib a couple of weeks ago. Cause it's like the pain has been steadily spreading. I need to take some medical advice about this. There's like a depression just underneath my left pectoral, just there, and it's like pretty spongy, but it's like it feels very tender along the line of the rib. So I don't know. It's probably a soft tissue injury, but it kind of hurts. Kind of hurts. Ooh. So this is the infamous olive red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? You found someone? There's something wrong with this picture. I should examine it in more detail. Huh? Is this what somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Is it? Oh, hang on. Ah, wait. I see what the problem is. Let me show you what the problem is. The eyes are red. Oh, it almost fucking got me, that did. How do I go back up? These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the colour of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I fell over. You think a world-spanning smuggling ring wouldn't mistake red and yellow? You'd think. Oh, what was that? I don't care about the sunsets. Focus detector. What colour are the eyes in this photo? Ah! Sir, they're red! As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer. The olive red, I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. You gonna go, Hades? No worries. You take care and have a good one, alright? Better grab a chair, sir. It's always going to be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you have my heartfelt sympathy, but... What is that? Sympathy for what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to me. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and on this photo. Hang on, is LeBlanc hitting on Gumshoe? Ooh. Why is he suddenly yelling? Now then, oh! It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. Ah! Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. Ah, fake! I believe that even further examination will be required, now that we've confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof this was brought on board in Shengfa, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Is the next one going to be this? In fact, it's here. It's here because it's on top of the parcel from Shengfa. Oh my god. Okay. It was loaded on board during the refueling point between 4 and 5 at the transfer point. Ace is certainly those do the things stack on top of things thing. Yeah. So I think it's going to be this spot here. But I'm going to save because this looks finicky. Oh yes, it is.
Eureka!
There is clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It is just a simple case of cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah! That's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighbouring piece of cargo was brought on board in Shengfa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up underneath something from Europe, which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Shengfa. But then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of a flight? There is only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. They could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he'd found the fake at the airport, it would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner. He would have had no way to prove the statue was switched without his knowledge, which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Okay. Give me that sweet, sweet health back. Oh, baby. Inject me with that green. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was going to get nabbed her. Yes, well, this photo can be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir. It was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Shengfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe Shengfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer, move this statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now! Mr. Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the left red statue out of the way, we tested the air under it with luminol, and there was a reaction. I see there was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was cum in that spot. Ugh, can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned up the blood as well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all of the blood? You love how they need to re-explain what luminol does every time they use it. Yeah.
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess.
I see. So how did they need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Shangfa?
Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Shangfa? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Shangfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Well, I think it'd be her testimony. Hold on. Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when took off again at 5 AM. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Shangfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 AM, you know? What does Luminol again? It allows me to draw 2 new cards from my deck. Hi, Hart. How you doing? Welcome in. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. Ooh. How long's the next bit? Because like those 2 bits were kind of like, excuse me. Hello, also mod. How long's the next bit, Ara? Because like, is it quite quick like these last bits have been, or would you say it's quite girthy? Oh. Thank you, Seribot. That bot is so good. Why did I not have this thing before? Holy shit. So what? How long's the next bit? Like, last bit is Meal's cross-examination, so it's... Right, we'll crack on then. And we'll finish up this case tonight, because if the last bit is Meal's cross-examination, it's probably going to be about the same length as these last 2 sections, if not shorter. So, let's go. Damn, she got them legs. Okay. Miss Meal. Miss Meal. Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls we were passing from Shangfa? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Shangfa. Oh? Miss Cammy Meal. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. Ugh. Yeah, boo-boo. Pointy! I'm sorry, chat. Get distracted here. You know, it's just, you know. Ah! Why? I'm just marring the kneepits. As this is going novice, there must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well. Miss Meal, if you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were to land at 3 AM to 6 AM when the body was found. 2 rebel flagships in a row, I know. I know, it's like we went to the rebel sector, and we went to the stronghold, and there was the mini flagship. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Okay. Yeah? From 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Okay. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up! She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. What, like, mating pressing her? Edgy, you devil. What's Phoenix gonna say? What's Phoenix gonna say? Ow! It's Rick!
Hold it!
Miss Meal, wake up. I'm awake. Mars Edgeworth, I demand you do something about this flight attendant this instant. Why ask me to wake her when you can finally put that whip to an appropriate use?
Hold it!
If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge. Between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m. Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda. Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time? Eating and then having a most delicious dream? You mean you were neglecting your duties? No way. Sleeping's part of our job too, you know.
Hold it!
Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up! I'm awake, I'm awake. Ah! What did you whip me for, sir? Oh, what a mess. A poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead. Really? Sorry about that. You can make amends for that by continuing with your testimony. Okay.
Hold it!
So you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah, no one else even popped in their head to say hi? Bought in the flight shop and left in attendance room, timestamp says 5:40 a.m. I'm gonna fucking nail her. Oh, well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Miss Beale, there is a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not possible you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m.
Take that!
I wonder if you'd be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. Huh? A receipt for what? It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenero. Yes? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have been locked up by now. How am I doing? Doing, I guess. You could have presented the receipt without pressing. I could have done. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, Art. Very, very tired, very stressed out. Kind of craving the sweet kiss of the grave. But I'll get through. I'll muddle through. I requested she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Mr. Nero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Meal there at that time? No. So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Cammy Meal. Huh? Oh, the bathroom? I'll be the one to ask the questions here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know. I was like pushing out a most delicious poo, and it's like, oh my god, it's so huge, and it's like really, really stinky, and I'm just like, oh my god, that came out of me. I like gave. I'm having fun. Your day's not going great, Hart. I'm sorry to hear it. We're all having a rough time at the minute, huh? Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? Before we do this, I'm going to go for a quick wee. Give me a second. Oh, we're back. Okay, let's go.
Look, I know you suspect me because I'm one of the crew, but you think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too? She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know? If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Okay. Please leave Mr. Nair out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind, but you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Okay.
Hold it!
No, it's not the only reason I have suspecting you. Your statements regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies.
I say it wasn't an attendant. You wouldn't suspect me then, would you?
Yes, I suppose that's true enough.
Hold it!
She is already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Oh, yeah, I guess I just forgot. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you'd think that. I mean, me, a killer?
Miss Mill, what do you mean just now by no one else who could have done it? Okay.
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Mill?
I take care of the attendance room.
That doesn't count.
Oh, I spend so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy's very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Bulgarian. She's the only one on this flight who's fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why do you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yeah, so I'm really good at Bulgarian.
She's fluent in Bulgarian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Bulgarian.
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Bulgarian.
Very interesting.
Hold it!
Hold it! Actually, your on-the-job behaviour makes you super suspicious in my eyes.
Huh? But why?
While Miss Tenero is busy with the passengers and all her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you cease and desist in this line of conjecture or question.
I won't allow you to bluff your way through this like a certain defense lawyer.
But I do honestly believe Miss Meal does any actual work aboard this flight. Her duties with the captain? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me, right? Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. I thought that was kind of funny. Okay. So that's opened up a new statement. Document in Bulgarian. Ah! Tits actually work correctly? Hooray! Look at me schmoove. Oh, baby. I'm absolutely going me. Absolutely going me, pal. Right. Get Bulginned.
Objection!
You thought tits would still consider me to be at my regular size? Yeah, it inflates. For more information, search tits inflation. So you're the only one in this flight crew that speaks Bulgarian. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I stayed aboard in Virginia for a while.
If that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? Oh. Did I know Sonic caused an economic crisis? Look up Sonic inflation. I mean, that's interesting, but I sure don't care. I miss my wife, Tails. I miss her a lot. This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed the document in Bulginian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Aleph Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. I would dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It is exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It's true I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There is no direct correlation after all. Damn, she's become mummy. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper. Really? All you did was sign it. I neglected to check the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So sorry about that. It seems she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight. Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
Can't we? If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. But did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. So perhaps there is some element of assessment play in this case. What are you talking about? She isn't Bubble Beam on Edgeworth. Okay. Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Mr. Nero who is under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Rhoda's being set up or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Mr. Nero from the very beginning. Now, I'm thinking she has access to the display case, but the display case is broken. The Go You suitcase was designed by her. It's one of these two things, isn't it? I'm going to try the suitcase.
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Mr. Nero for the murder. Mr. Nero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. Huh. There wasn't enough time to put the body back in the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was at hand, adapted that plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavour, wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding the particular case. What special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Oh, okay. It's where the murder took place because there's only one person with access to this area. And neither the victim or the killer are that person. The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances are the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Mr. Nero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Mr. Nero or myself, but you, Miss Camille. It's past my bedtime. It's only like 8 o'clock at night. Come on, Vi. It's not that late. 8 o'clock? No. It's edging time. It's edging time. We're edging in chat here. We've been edging for like almost 2 hours. Just edging and edging and edging and edging and edging and edging and edging. There's no release. Never release.
And? Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again.
Yeah, you made that joke to begin with. You can't bonk me. I'm unbonkable now.
Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
Oh, what's this?
I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. My bedtime's 7! No! I go to bed at 11 most nights. And isn't this still a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something I still can't fit into the big picture.
The phone? The phone's the only... Ow! The phone's the only thing that hasn't come up yet. Ah!
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence.
I thought not.
But that's because it went missing, and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Francisco, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me.
That's right.
But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with him?
Precisely. I suspect that if we could find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. Where's she hiding it? Is that why she looks so happy half the time? Is the phone vibrating? Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah! No! Whew. The people hated Jesus because he was right.
Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we?
Francisco, I'd like to ask you for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. You thought she was playing with her boobs to have the case go in her favour? You have a very solid phone. Sure, a phone of that model won't break from a fall. What if it's a Nokia? It will break the plane. Agent X's phone's ringing from somewhere, sir. I hear it, detective. Now, where is it coming from? Oh, it's not gonna... I thought it was gonna get louder as we walk through.
It sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room.
We better hurry to the flight attendant's room, sir. Oh, we can hold shift to run. The ringing's coming from somewhere. It is, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. I think it's coming from in here. It doesn't seem to be over here. Then let's look somewhere else, sir. The ringing is coming from somewhere around here. It's not here, sir.
Why do I have such a bad feeling about where we're going to find the phone?
The ringing's coming from in here, sir. What? No, it can't be. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tenero's. What? He actually does get loud in the DS version, but not in the PC version. Oh, okay. So I was kind of on the right track with my thinking, at least. Okay.
So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone?
Up in there. I found it in the flight attendant's room. In Miss Tenero's locker.
What? But...
Someone put a not safe for work game on Steam where you seduce Kane. I don't need a game to seduce Kane. Woohoo! Gotta go easy. No worries, Harry. You take care and have a good one, alright? I'll try and survive the rest of this.
Rosa Tenero. Don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Tenero right away.
Objection!
I've got 4 presenting to do. Right, okay. Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the key card. When the killer went to steal the key card, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time. This is related to the key card, alright. In the same vein, we have 0 proofs the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore. What should I do? Francisca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then. Why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on or in it.
Hold it!
What now, Mars Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Okay. The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. This must be the switch that opens the phone. Start putting keyboards like this into cell phones. Yeah, this is one of those computer cell phones they started selling recently. Computer cell phones? Ah, it's got a computer in it, and it's a cell phone. Neat, Mr. Edgeworth. All you need is a phone in the phone book, nothing more. I guess yours can't even send out emails. Talk about convenient. Do you have a problem with what I do and do not care for, Detective? No, sir. As they say, simple is best. Camera? Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case. If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that. May I go back to sleep now?
Objection!
The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What? What do you mean by that, Francisca? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with the electronics. Hey, Hades, welcome back, welcome back. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning all these LCD screens are broken. Hang on, is this the music Arrow was talking about? This is banger! Oh my god. We're fucking dino dancing here, chat. It's possible the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. Francisca, your phone if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now. This is... Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Yeah, the elephant in orange pig, sir. This has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right? Oh, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this by Agent Hicks' skill, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? You finished this case last week? Nice. It's pretty good, Saku. It's pretty good. I hope you're doing alright, by the way. Welcome in, welcome in. I need to try and work this out. I'm like half dead from work stress. Like, I've been on the cusp of a full-on mentee me all week. And it's just like, trying to brain and try and do law while I'm streaming. Maybe not the best idea, but I'm full of bad ideas. I'm full of bad ideas and stupidity. Ooh, lunch hour now. Nice. So, that says A3? Hold on. Cargo from Shengfa. So we've got... That's Borginian, I think. Is there anything in here? Hold on, what's Edgeworth asking? Is there really nothing in this photo we can use? Is it the gap? Is it the empty space? Hold on. Try the boxes on the lower right. Those ones. What's all this? Oh, you're right. Oh? Oh, they are cargo ships from Virginia to Shengfa. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Shengfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Bulgarian. It says... It is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer... What? What is for that scary face? Miss Meal? Yeah? It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is. Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistake in reading this simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. The Bulgarian cargo in this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. The Bulgarian cargo and this piece of evidence will put us straight to the killer? Okay. Document in Bulgarian? Hold on. Think, Shinsu, think. This is when this is like where my brain is failing me, because like the obvious answer is it's the Aleph Red certificate. It's in Bulgarian. I'm gonna try it.
Take that.
Nope, it's not that. Would you care to fill me in on what you're trying to prove with that? It's quite simple. It shows that I'll be representing my evidence. I'm not laughing. It wasn't meant to be a laughing matter. Okay, the Bulgarian cargo in this piece of evidence will put us straight to the killer. The bloody... Oh, for fuck's sake. I told you I couldn't brain. Right. My brain is broken. Thank you, Hades. Alright. Oh my god. Okay.
Take that.
And what is this supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they'd spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I've finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Shengfa had cloth written on it. In Bulgarian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Bulgarian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Carrie-Meal. Ha, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Virginian.
Objection!
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Bulgarian, well then. Logically, the killer would have opened this box first. Bedsheets.
Take that!
Eh, it says bedsheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely, and bedsheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say? So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, This box of bedsheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Virginian cloth. Do you have any explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold, so they were afraid to leave signs that the box and the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different colour. Because the killer knew it was going to be unloaded into the Republic of Shengfa. That's right. That is why the Virginian cloth was used. And the only Virginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You and you alone. Ah! It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Shengfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. Ah. So what do you say, Miss Mill? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we can find out from our investigation in Shengfa? Oh, breakdown. She's getting bubble beamed. It's super effective.
He was in it, Paul. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble.
She killed him. Well. Woohoo! We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Hey! Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking it down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of it there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just want to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. Hooray! I hope that... Well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
That's...
Oh, I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you.
He turned down Phoenix's generous offer, and by generous offer, I... No, actually, no, he wouldn't turn that down. No, he'd accept that quite readily. Because they're a couple. And they sleep together at night. Anyway.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it'll serve you well. And remember, we here at Go You Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Now, I must bid you farewell. May your skies be blue no matter where you go. Yay!
Can't believe we wound up investigating the old day, sir, but boy, it was fun. Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca? Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for a departure. Departure? Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding the case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. We're going to try and catch Francisca. Francisca? I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time, however. It has been a while since we last met. I also haven't much time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? You are Francisca von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Huh. Until a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to. A dancing Piero living a life on the name and fame her invincible father built. True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found at this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of it myself. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there's another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent. He's a star among Interpol agents and has a high successful arrest rate. Who knows? You may even run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see we would cross paths. Hey, Dodso. Welcome in, welcome in. How you doing? I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same. Oh, don't worry. We're quite close to the end tonight, I think. We just finished up the case. So, don't worry. Don't worry. There'll be a VOD. But I hope you had good cleaning time. Cleaning is, like, good when you get into when you get into cleaning, you get into it, don't you? I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The flight has only just begun, Mars Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full. Okay, bye. Has any... I can't be the only one who's looking at, like, Francisca and thinking, damn, she just has no cake whatsoever. There's just no ass there. It's flat as a fucking board. Is that Hans Franzi? It is, yeah. And just like that, she's gone now, sir. Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy now. I won't have to watch out for a whip. Detective Gumshaw, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. Oh, she's 19. You like this version? Oh my god, it is! Cyber, I hadn't even realised. Hold on. This is fucking baller. Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely amazing. This is... I fucking love it. I fucking love it. She's still got to grow. Yeah, I guess so. We need to... like, what we want to be able to do, basically, is see Francisca grow to the point where, like, you know, she can deflect her own whip. This one's not new. This and Gumshoe's OG themes are the exact same as the TS themes. This is a new theme for investigations, though, isn't it? Like, this is a remix. This was not in the Ace Attorney trilogy. This is investigations music, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a new theme to me in that sense. Doesn't seem as pixely. Nah, not quite. I think I'm going to celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my noodles tonight. Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Welcome. Just how much did you cuss his salary by, Francisca? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Why is there a 747 in the background? So basically, the guy who died, like, was a whistleblower. Don't tell Boeing, alright? I don't want them to come after me. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. Oh, the beginning of the game asked you which version you want to play. Yeah, it asked me, like, do I want to use the HD sprites? And I was like, yeah! The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. You hear hits are way more complex these days. You expect the next plane to fall out of the sky right on top of me for bad-mouthing? Maybe. I mean, the other thing they might do is they might send some cats to, like, increase my blood salt levels by filling me full of ramen. And it would be ramen made by red cats. Thinking of which, go watch the hit anime this season, Ramen Akaneko. It's great. It's about a ramen shop run by cats, and I fucking love it. Okay. Finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are... have you forgotten my voicemails, my boy? Mr. Amano? Ernest Amano, correct? Who the fuck is that? So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. Okay. Oh my god, this is how Miles Edgeworth ends up in Taken. Oh my god. It's Liam Neeson. It's Liam Neeson. It's Liam Neeson. Amazing. And this is for next week. Yeah, we're going to wrap up there because like, my voice is going. I'm exhausted. So let's pull over to the Zartsu room. Okay. Right, okay. So, that was neat. That was fun. Yeah. I'm going to be back tomorrow 5 p.m. with just little guys and some Among Us, I believe. I need to have a look into who's attending that so I can like put a thumbnail together. But I might just like bang a temporary thumbnail for the moment. I don't know. But I'm going to go rest. I'm going to go chill out. So YouTube, first of all, I'll see you guys very soon. Don't forget to keep an eye out on Twitter for like schedules and stuff. And hopefully... I'll let you guys know what's going on, but yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.